All right, Prop the Mic. We're live. What's up, Dave? Exciting day for Prop the Mic yesterday as we finally went live with the Discord we've been working on for a few months now. We'll get to that in 1 second, but just want to let everyone know off the top that all picks for today's pod and all future podcasts will be posted in the Discord immediately following the podcast. We've had lots of requests for this since PTM started. Now we finally have a platform to do it. So you can get the picks there if you don't have time to listen. As always, today's podcast is presented by Props.cash. We 100% could not do what we do without Props.cash. So if you think you're ready to level up your prop betting game, use code PTM at signup to get 25% off your first month. How you feeling, Dave? Excited about this next chapter in the PTM story?
I am. I'm living that Discord life. Which is actually a lot of fun. We had a bunch of great members join us yesterday, and last night we're getting pings right now while we talk. Last night while we were in the Discord, we were chatting about the game, chatting about the Lakers. The Lakers going crazy on the Celtics.
Yeah.
I was tempted to do a live bet on the Celtics, but I laid off. So good thing because they just couldn't cut that lead.
Seems to happen very often these days, right? Where like the stars sit and all of a sudden, the other team's winning the game.
Yeah, it's all about motivation, right? The one team's sleepy and the other team's looking to prove something. So, but yeah, to hold it for 4 quarters was pretty amazing. Things are great, and I'm excited to have more people join the Discord, and we got some great contributors. In addition to the content that you guys are used to seeing from us, we also have Proptology, we have Bets from the Boots, we have Goliath Sports, awesome contributors that are going to put some great content. So join us either on the free side, the VIP side. We'll love to have you there, and we'll see you soon. But today, let's talk about some NBA, right? We got 10 games tonight after last night's ugly small slate. We got a big one tonight. So we're going to zoom in on about 7 of these games. We're going to hit our best picks from those games and then move on quickly so we get through it all. You ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We got the Clippers at the Pistons, starting with that one. 2 teams going in opposite directions. The Pistons are plus 11.5 at home. Total is 238.5. So lots of high scoring games tonight. Let's start with what I would say is one of our favorite picks for today. And I know our guy Proptology was all over this one. You want to give us your view on Cade Cunningham?
Yeah, I'm all in on Cade today. Love him in this spot. Both his points and assists were popping out in the model. So let's look at his points to start here. Has it crept up to 20.5? Because we got it at 19.5 earlier.
Let's see if we can still. Yeah, you could still get it. DK has it at 19.5.
All right, so not bad. Yeah, we got it at minus 120 on FanDuel earlier, but looks like DK still got it minus 125. Very nice. He has cleared this in 8 of his last 10. You could filter. There's that game against Denver. He only played 10 minutes. If you knock that out, take that one out. He's cleared in 8 of his last 10. Had 19 points in one of the misses, so almost 9 of his last 10 games he's cleared this in, averaging 25.8 points per game over those 10 games. 12 of 15 overall, averaging 25 points per game. 6 straight at home. Last 8 of 10 at home. 12 of 15 at home. He's also been I like certain days of the week. I know we've discussed this before. Certain days of the week I like to filter. Friday nights being one of them. I just feel like, just like all the rest of us, right? Just something about Friday nights that get people up. So I like to look at those splits. He's cleared this in 5 of his last 6 Friday night games this season. Actually all 5. The 2 outliers, he played under 25 minutes in those 2 games. So any game this season on a Friday night where he played like normal minutes for him, he's cleared. You have some nice comps. Donovan Mitchell just dropped 28 on the Clippers. Cam Thomas, 20. Anthony Edwards, 33. Quickly, 25. Devin Booker, 35. Bradley Beal, 21. RJ Barrett, 22 and 24. Mikal Bridges, pretty good, 26 points. So nice comps there. You're feeling Cade in this spot too, right?
I am, especially at home, and like you said, especially on a Friday night. You know that nightlife in Detroit is big on Friday nights, and especially in February. Nice warm nights out there. So I think he's in a great spot. You know, the only thing I would say is just make sure he's not under any minutes restrictions. Also, you know, what stinks is like we had a parlay with Cade the other day, and they pulled him out of the game. You know, scratched him like right before the game started. So hopefully he plays. It looks like he's going to. I think his points are probably the best play for him today, but I think you also liked his assists, right?
I do like his assists. They're at 6.5. We got it at -113 on FanDuel. He's cleared this in 7 of his last 10 overall, averaging 8.6 assists per game. 10 of his last 15, averaging 7.7. And then, like you just mentioned, you know, which is typical among, you know, some of these poor, you know, younger teams. They definitely play much, much better at home. He's cleared this in 8 of his last 10 at home, averaging 8.6, 11 of his last 15 at home, averaging 8.3. And I love the Donovan Mitchell comp. He just had 12 assists against the Clippers. Tyus Jones, 7, D'Lo, 10, Anthony Edwards, 6, Spencer Dinwiddie, 7. So some nice comps there for Cade. He's a little tricky to classify, but yeah, I think this is a nice spot. Maybe even put them together as a PA play if you wanted to, but I lean a little bit more points, like you just said, but love the assist play as well.
Yeah. I mean, you talk. It's a 239-point game, so
yeah,
there's going to be scoring. There's going to be, you know, obviously assists to go along with that. The ball's in Cade's hands almost the entire game when the Pistons have it. And the other thing that's nice is even if this does turn out to be a blowout, the Pistons tend to leave their guys on the court for those, because this is not a season where they're trying to make the playoffs. They're trying to basically develop players, get their minutes in, get their reps in. So I think Cade is our biggest play there. I think we had a lean as well on Jalen Duren. You know, I dug into this one a little bit more. The Clippers are, you know, giving up the 17th most rebounds to opposing centers or opposing bigs. So it's a okay matchup, right? It's not like
it has gotten much better since Zubac's been out, though. I will say, they have crept up that matchup board.
Exactly. You know, Duren is really, if he stays out of foul trouble, he's capable of putting up these monster games. He's an elite rebounder, top 5 guy in the league in rebounds per minute. You could see his last 2 games. He had 18 and 21, but those came up against pretty poor rebounding teams. I think we got, Washington and Oklahoma City. So that's probably not a great example to look at. Those were at home. Sorry. And I think what I would do on this one, I was kind of digging into different options. I think I would play his double-double. I would take the rebounds down to like 10 and put 10 points with it. And you can get that for around -130. I think that might be a safer play than playing the full 12 rebounds.
Yeah, that feels good. I like that. I like the 12. Yeah, can feel a little bit heavy there, though. I do like that play. But yeah, that's a nice little pivot there. I like that, Dave.
Either that or swing for the fences and put him for 16 rebounds, because that's like what he does. He either puts up 8 or he puts up like 16. So I think that's those are 2 options. So. Nobody on the Clipper side, you know, definitely, you know, lean maybe on Harden. We were looking at what his assists.
His assists were popping in our model here, but maybe, you know, if this game gets away from them, you know, I could see, you know, Harden not playing giant minutes. So
exactly. Yeah. All right, let's go on to the Heat at the Wizards. Wizards are getting 8.5 at home. Total is 227.5. These 2 teams did play once earlier this season. Tom and I were a little worried about a blowout in this game, but they played in Miami earlier this season, and Miami only won by 7 points. And you know, Miami plays with a relatively slow pace, so I think this may stay somewhat competitive, hopefully. But we loved our play on this one. What'd you have here, Tom?
So Tyler Hero rebounds, always a favorite of ours. Haven't played it much this season though, but his line's at 5.5. We got it at plus 106 on FanDuel. Has it maybe come down a bit?
Yeah, minus 104.
Still nice though.
Well, plus 105 still on DraftKings. So
okay. All right. He's cleared this in 14 of his last 20 games, 9 of 13 on the road. Like you just said, they played Washington once already this season. He had 10 rebounds in that game early on. That was November 3rd. He's also, like I said before, I like to look at Friday nights. Tyler Hero, 9 of 11. 9 of his last 11 games on Friday nights, averaging 7.2. Love that, those day of the week filters from props.cash. So between that, you see a lot of 8s and 9s and 10s. You saw that 10 against Washington. I think this could be a nice ladder spot for Hero for rebounds. If you wanted to, 5 is as you can see, 5 is a very nice number for him. So if you wanted to even alt it down, right, get in on the 5 at whatever it is, minus 160 or something. Cover yourself and then ladder it up. I think that's a very interesting play for tonight here. Harden just had 9 rebounds. Norm Powell had 7. Simone Fontecchio had 7. So some decent rebounding output from those those guard wingy type players. So
yeah, I think that's a good play. I'm just looking at what he's done with Rozier and with Butler in the lineup. These are really the 5 games. This is when Rozier was on Charlotte, but these are the 5 games. Actually, let's just look at this season. There you go. His last 2, he's had 6 and 8. If you look at his points too, he's not getting to that 20 points. So that's why we pivoted to the rebounds. But again, if you're going to put together some sort of same game parlay, I think putting them for like 14 or 15 points along with those 5 rebounds, that may be another way to get you into a plus money territory. So
yeah,
if you're feeling the rebounds, go for the 5.5. If you want to take a little risk off, maybe put one of those parlays together.
Nice.
All right, let's move on. We got the Suns and the Hawks. The Hawks are at home getting 3.5 points. Total is lovely in this game. 249.5 points. What do you like in this one?
I love Booker in this game with that big total. His point line is at 29.5. I think Booker's good for 30 in this game. Got it at minus 115 on FanDuel. On the road, 6 of his last 8 games on the road. I like this split though. So if you go down, you can keep the road ticked, but then just click the other 4 starters. So click Beal, Durant, Allen, Nurk. He's cleared this in 5 of his last 6 road games with like the full complement of starters, averaging 41.2 points per game with the full 5 starters for Phoenix. Also love Booker on Friday. Look at his last 2 Friday nights. He dropped 62, if you remember, against the Pacers last Friday night. And the Friday night before that, 52 against the Pelicans. Now he gets the Hawks. Come on, this is, I feel like another giant Booker game coming.
Yeah, I mean, the Hawks really play no defense. And the Suns Booker's just like, he either puts up, 20 or 50. I mean, so I'm thinking to sprinkle something on whatever FanDuel allows me to go up to, which will probably be 40 or 45. Just to, again, any of these plus 1,000 bets, make sure you guys are just putting like a tenth of a unit, like $10 or something like that on it. Don't go too crazy. Or if your unit size is $10, put $1 on it, right? Like, but if they hit, it's very nice. So, I love that play. I think this is going to be a really fun game to watch. Glad I got the league pass. So,
for sure. Yeah.
All right. I liked on the Hawk side, I liked a bunch of players, but again, because of the points total in this game being so high, but we actually on our model, DeJounte Murray was popping out for rebounds. I think his days in Atlanta are probably numbered. If you just look, it's more of a recent trend. He's putting up 4.5 rebounds in what is that? Like 6 of his last 8 games, right? So I think he's in a pretty good spot, especially in this high-paced, fast-moving game. He's got a 54% hit rate overall in the season, 68% hit rate at home, and like I said, 8 for his last 10 or overall. So I think he's in a pretty good spot to clear this 5 rebound mark. If you want, his numbers do go up quite a bit when you. Sorry, these were away numbers. Yeah, there we go. There's the home and away. His numbers do go up quite a bit when you get them down to 4. So if you check out the Discord, we actually have a same game parlay or alt builder where DeJounte is at 4 rebounds, and we put it with 2 other players that I think will get you close to a plus 100 play. So DeJounte at 4.5 rebounds or our builder at 4 rebounds are 2 options for this one.
Very nice. I will also just say, Trae Young points was also popping out in our model here. Not a play we ultimately ended on, but someplace else you guys could definitely look. His line's at 26.5, 27.5. Given the high point total here, I think it's probably a good spot, and it was popping out in the model. So just want to give you guys a heads up on that one too.
So the last time he played Phoenix, he had 36
before Durant got there, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and yeah, it looks like
Booker before Beal, and that was a different team. So
okay.
Yeah.
But regardless, the direction I'm going is maybe that Booker play of 40 points or 35 points and put it with Trae with 35 points. This could be one of those like Friday night like shootouts between the 2 stars. I
love those ping pong parlays, right? You get the 40 and 40 or 35 and 35. Those are nice to put a sprinkle on in a fun game atmosphere like this.
Exactly. Let's talk real quick about the Kings and the Pacers. Pacers are getting 3.5 at home. They're just coming off of that game against New York last night, so they're going to be a little bit fatigued. 248.5 points in this game. So we didn't actually have a lot popping out on the model because there weren't a lot of props for the Pacers players. So we're going to continue to monitor this game because, like I said, the scoring is through the roof on this one. So look for a pick in the Discord, closer to game time on this one. But it is worth calling out that Sabonis is back in Indy. And the last time he played the Pacers, he had a triple-double. So without diving into too much analysis on this, I think putting a little bit on Sabonis to get a triple-double, it's going to be anywhere between like plus 150 to like plus 200, depending on what book you look at. So it's not a huge value for a triple-double, but this is a guy who, is one of the leaders in the league in triple-double. So I think with the extra motivation, I think it might be a good play tonight. What do you think?
Do we have motivation for Halliburton too here?
Yes, you do. But Halliburton's, I would just steer clear of Halliburton until they lift this minutes restriction because he is playing like fairly normal minutes, I believe, in the first half, and then they're just like sitting him for the last 12, 16 minutes of the game. It's hard to play him right now. So yes, there is, but given his situation, I would lay off of him.
Can you also just bring up Aaron Naismith for 1 sec? We were put onto this in the Discord yesterday. Actually, he's just been on fire lately. I watched that game against the Knicks last night, especially in the first half. He was just crushing the Knicks.
Wow.
I think he had like 17 first set, but his PRA, look at his PRA, 5 straight games. His PRA, he's just been crushing it. I think that coincides with Ben Mathurin out of the lineup. Not sure if he's back or not, but they play different positions. But Naismith's minutes have definitely ticked up here, and he's just been on fire. So another spot wasn't popping in the model, just because it's so recent, but another trend I just wanted to point out.
Yeah, there's 2 games without Mathurin this season, 45 and 24 PRA, and then if you go back to last season, you got 5 out of the last 6. So that could be a nice play. So keep an eye on the news with Mathurin. It looks like he's day-to-day, so not sure if he's playing or not, but if he's out, Naismith could be a good play for PRA.
Yes.
All right, let's go Raptors, Rockets. Rockets are minus 4.5, and the total is 230.5 in this game. So we had a fun another Friday night guy who popped out in this one, right? We kind of got on the Friday night theme.
Yeah.
So talk about who in the Houston lineup loves playing on Fridays.
So we posted this one. It was a couple weeks ago. Jalen Green he loves playing on Friday nights in Houston. He's gone over his points in 8 of 11 games since last season, averaging 25.2 points per game on Friday nights in Houston. I don't know what he's excited for, what he's getting ready to do, but whatever it is, he loves playing on Friday nights in Houston. He's also been on fire just lately. He's averaging 29.8 points per game over his last 5 games. So really nice recent trend there on Jalen Green. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful. And if you scroll down and toggle between like shooting guards and small forwards, you see a lot of green checks there for guys clearing their lines against Toronto lately from that wing, that wing position. So yeah, this is a nice spot. Let's go.
Yeah, I think the departure of OG and Siakam and the arrival of guys like Quickly and RJ. I don't even know if they're playing, but like they definitely swap defense for offense, and it's showing in their ability to defend. So 230-point game here. I think this is a good spot for Green to go off on a Friday night at home. All right, nice. Let's keep going. We got 2 more games to cover.
I got one more. I got one more for this game.
Who do you got? Let's go.
I got Şengün. It's not a Rockets game without a little play on Şengün here.
That's true.
Yeah. I love his assists in this spot. You're getting plus money on 5.5 assists, plus 118 on FanDuel. He's also been hot over the last 5 games. 4 of his last 5. He's cleared the. Do you have a filter on there? No. At home. Sorry, 4 of his last 5 at home. Excuse me. Averaging 7.2 assists per game over his last 5 home games. 5 of 7 overall, 6 of 9 overall. And nice matchup here. Toronto's allowed the 3rd most assists per minute to opposing bigs over the last month. That includes recently 7 by Vooch, 4 by Bam, which I understand is under this, but that clears what Bam's line was. Sabonis had a monster game with 11 assists against Toronto. AD 6 assists. Jaren Jackson 5 assists. So I think this is a great spot for Şengün. And you get that plus money on the 5 over 5.5. Let's go. Who's stopping this guy?
That could be a nice little parlay together too. Whether you play him straight up, Şengün 5.5 assists and Jalen Green
20 and 5,
22.5, or you take him down a little bit and do 20 and 5. I think that could be really nice.
I love that.
So nice. I love when we come up with like 2 independent plays that pop on the board, but then you can put them together in a correlated parlay. That's always good. Yep. All right. We're skipping over Warriors, Grizzlies, Magic, T-Wolves. But if you have any questions on those games, feel free to put them in the chat. We did put a Nick Richards pick up on X and in the Discord for the Hornets Thunder. Without going through all that, Nick Richards is just in a phenomenal rebounding spot against a Thunder team that really can't stop opposing centers from rebounding. We had a lean on Josh Giddey, which we'll skip over right now. But Josh Giddey, what was popping? Assists and rebounds, or just assists?
Yeah, rebounds and assists were both popping.
All right. So take a look at Giddey on props.cash. Let's go to. We got 2 more games. Pelicans at the Spurs. Spurs are getting 8.5 at home. Total is also nice, 234.5. Who was popping out for you here?
Going back to my boy Devin Vassell here, cashed another one of those point assist correlated parlays. Alted down a bit the other day with him and Trey Jones, but we can get him at 3.5 assists here. It's a little pricey at -150 on DraftKings, so maybe a nice leg to a parlay if you don't like to, just pay the juice on a straight line like this. But he's cleared this in 8 of his last 10 overall, averaging 5 assists, 11 of his last 15, averaging 4.5. And a nice matchup for Wings against the Pelicans. Over the last month, they've allowed the 7th most assists per minute. Jaylen Brown, 7. Jalen Williams, 7. Grayson Allen, 6. Jalen Green, 4. Pat Connaughton, 4. Cody Martin, 4. Josh Green, 4. This is a nice spot for Vassell here. I think he easily gets 4 assists in this game.
Yeah. Look at that. Tatum, 8 assists too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jalen Williams, like you said. Yeah, I think so. So again, minus 145 on DraftKings, so juicy. So 2 ways to do this. One is you, like Tom was saying earlier, you place a bet on the 3.5, and then you basically take the winnings of that and put it on him to get 5 or something like that, right?
Yep.
So it's almost like a mini ladder. Or the other is you take this and we gave you 6 or 7 other plays already. You put it with one of those, alted down, and you come up with something at plus 120 or something like that. So I think that's a good spot.
Love it.
All right.
You have anything else?
No, let's close it out with I think we got one pick on the Portland-Denver game.
Yeah.
Nuggets are minus 12.5. Total is low in this one, so we didn't play a lot of overs on this one, but 220.5. This is a guy who we have a hard time playing because he's not the most reliable guy, but the one thing he does pretty well, and he's doing it really well of late, is rebounding. So DeAndre Ayton over 9.5 rebounds. If you look in 4 of his last 5 games, he's cleared by a good margin. 17, 12, 12, and 11. Going up against, pretty sizable teams too, with Houston, San Antonio, Chicago, and Milwaukee. Those are all teams that have good bigs. So I think, he goes up against Jokic, obviously, who is a phenomenal rebounder, but centers do pretty well rebounding against against the Nuggets. So Ayton's I think he was minus 136 earlier. It looks like it's creeping up a little bit. You could still get it for minus 140. So maybe this is something you pair with Vassell. 17 of 22 on the season when he plays 31 plus minutes. So let's show that. And look at his last 5 games. They've been more competitive of late, but he played 40 minutes, 34, 37, 31, and 35. So we said, all right, if he, they keep this competitive enough where he stays in the game, 31 minutes. If you look over the course of the season, 16 of 19 overall. And then if you look at him on the road, 9 for 10. So I think it's a good spot. I think centers are rebounding pretty well against Denver. And as long as this doesn't blow out in the first half, which Portland's been good at avoiding a little bit better of late, we can ride with Ayton even if we hate it.
Yes, we do hate it. He just looks so checked out sometimes, but I don't know. Whatever it is right now, he looks like he's engaged a bit. So we can get behind him in this spot. I was just playing around on you don't have the alt lines up on FanDuel yet, but on DraftKings you can get Jalen Green 20 points, Şengün 5 assists, plus 116 on DK. I'm sure those odds will be better on FanDuel once you get the you're able to do the odd numbered alts, which should be up shortly. I'm loving that play right there.
I think that's good general advice. We've been doing alt builders, for some time now, and FanDuel always, not always, but tends to have much better odds. So the thing that they lack is the ability to bet early in the day 5 or 7 odd numbers. But even if you wait, be patient, wait, until they actually release those alt numbers later in the day, you'll tend to still get better odds, even if the overall lines have moved against you. So, I love that. Plus 116 on DK. We'll probably get that for plus 130 on FanDuel. So with that, you can either just take that as a really nice parlay, or maybe you can even, edge one of those down a little bit to get even more buffer. So nice one.
Nice. All right. I think that does it, right?
That does it.
All right. We're coming in just under 30 minutes. That's beautiful for a 10-game slate. Skipped over a couple games, but lots of exciting games tonight with big point totals. So it should be a fun Friday night in the association. Nice work today, Dave. We will be back tomorrow with a special podcast featuring some college hoops. So looking forward to that one. Nice work. Enjoy the games, and let's all make some money.